1.
What's going on, y'all? We back at it with another episode of High Tea. This is actually our first episode of 2020. We are in a new decade. So happy holidays and happy New Year's to all y'all. But I mean, in past tense, y'all know what I mean. I'm Joey.
I'm Buddha. You know what it is.
Corey the Advocate.
Period. And yeah, so I hope y'all been watching us. We got a lot of stuff planned and cooking for 2020. So we're going to get right into our gig or whatever. So here's what's brewing. Our first topic.
What's brewing, Joey?
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle
All right.
pull back from duties due to racism.
Well, as I was talking earlier today, I don't necessarily think it's just from racism. I just think that it's just solely based on, well, not solely, not even solely, but majority of the reason is because Harry just doesn't want Meghan to go through what his mom went through in the press and in the media, and it pretty much almost, well, not almost, it did kill her.
I'm like, it did kill her.
It did kill her.
She's gone.
Yeah.
She's definitely gone, and
that's
I don't blame him. I don't blame
extremely
him.
sad.
I don't blame him. I mean, I think that honestly, regardless of where you are in royalty, I think that that type of lifestyle just isn't for people's necessarily, regardless of where you can go with it and everything. I just think that it just isn't meant for people. I know I'm a background person, so.
So my question is, like, in other like monarchies and stuff like that, is this something that's like common? Like you can just go up to like whoever the leader of your monarch is like, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling this royal thing like that, so I'm gonna be a civilian.
Well, from what I was told, well, what I read about earlier, like yesterday actually, there aren't really like royals. There are a lot of royal families in Europe. There are some in like, well, there's a Belgium one in North. There's like a lot of scarce. This is just the one that people pay attention to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because of that, I mean, I guess it's a first time for everything. I mean, it doesn't happen, but this is the first time, and if they're just not comfortable with it, then why not? And besides, Harry got money regardless if, you know, it's coming from royalty or not. He got money to be able to sustain her and do what, you know.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I can't help but feel like she's basking in it all, though. Like, she's loving it. The attention.
Advocate.
Regardless if
Who, Meghan?
Yeah,
Oh,
regardless
no.
if it's...
I personally don't think so,
racism or
especially with
whatever.
like her being a new mom and everything. I think that was a lot for her to deal with. Like, it's a lot of pressure. I even watched an interview. She was with someone from ABC talking about that. Like, nobody really even asked like how she's feeling or anything. They kind of have her keep up this persona like that she is from royalty, and she like, this shit is hard. Like, this shit is hard. I'm a new mom. Like,
It's more than I bargained for.
Y'all overwhelming me. I think that's really what it is. And while Meghan was talking about it to Harry, Harry's like, okay, well, if she's not feeling it, I'm not feeling it either.
So can I, like, before we go to the next topic, because this kind of just popped in my head. So do you think a lot of this really plays on how mental health is viewed in those royal families?
Ooh. Okay, so that's actually a good question because
truth be told, we don't know what's going on and exactly
in
shows
the
like The
Crown,
Crown.
and like in The Crown, that's based on a true story. Like that family is crazy. The stuff like
Cuckoo
the personalities,
patties.
all the different personalities, they are crazy. So yes, absolutely, I think that plays on your mental state. And Meghan got out before.
I'm just glad that she was comfortable enough in this
To
day and
say
age
it.
to say
To
it.
say
Like,
it, absolutely.
This is overwhelming.
But it was definitely because of the support that she got from Harry.
Yeah.
Yes. True too.
Go find
You see
find
my
you a
difference?
Harry, ladies. Find you a Harry. Okay, so next, Trump wanting to fire men that were pilots, correct? Living with HIV from service in the armed forces. Thoughts?
Oh, it was news to me because I didn't know.
Was this like the second time?
Yeah, I heard
I
that
didn't
it was the
honestly know
second
about it either.
time, so it was news to me that he
It was
did it the
the second
first
time.
time. And I don't know. I really wonder what's the importance of getting this personnel who's living with HIV. Like, he's living, so and he's obviously doing his job well. So why make it a point to get this man out of his job?
I think that everybody in real life knows that already. You know, I think that people understand that this is kind of bigger than than an HIV targeting agenda. Like, this is just a narcissistic person doing narcissistic things and trying to appease his demographic, I guess you could say.
He's a very non-discriminatory person to discriminate to like in this.
As long as it benefits him,
situation,
honestly.
I mean, yeah.
As long as it benefits him. And it was just crazy, or like kind of side topic. Like, I was coming from work yesterday, and he was here, and I'm walking around, like walking through downtown, and they had already had him. I think he was at Marquette University, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere like the Al McGuire Center.
I believe so. But they had him like. They had plenty of like spaces where people could just like sit, and it had this big screen literally by the Panther Arena.
Outside?
Yes, outside. Yes, outside. And it kind of scared me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, just walking through that and seeing that was a little much. But
that's like some dictatorship type stuff.
It was scary.
What, you saw where you live? Is that why?
I saw no
You
tea.
saw who your neighbor was.
Yeah, you saw exactly
No
who
tea,
was,
like, for
and I was
real.
just like, oh my god, like these people are for real about this shit.
Don't sleep on it.
Listen,
These people are for real.
I
never
love
slept
my
on it, but
city.
this
I
is
love my
crazy.
city, but like,
This is crazy.
I don't know. Like, for real, I don't know how long longer I can like, because I think that really impacted Wisconsin for him to be here on that stature.
He's just the president.
He's
though.
just the president.
Your local vote.
That's
True.
Yeah.
Your local vote.
It was just scary at the moment.
Yeah.
It was just scary at the moment, but he don't scare me about this town. No, not necessarily. It's just you just see what Milwaukee is for the most part.
Right.
But enough about her.
On to the next.
Okay.
Okay, so if y'all pay attention to media, you would have saw a video clip of Issa Rae announcing the nominees for Best Picture for the 2020 Oscars. And at the end of that video, she looked directly into the camera and said, "Congratulations to those men." And did a like 5-second stare where she broke that third wall. Very that. Very that. Did y'all see it?
Yes, I did.
This is my thing. I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her at all. But the thing is, there was so much like work that was done in the film industry that they really could, like, in my opinion, be very fair on how they approached movies. Mm-hmm. Because just like the fact that Jennifer Lopez and Beyonce did not get nominations, they got snubbed. Mm-hmm. Rocket Man was the movie that was about Elton John.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was a dope movie because the way that I liked it because, girl, you know I'm very campy.
No, I liked it.
I liked it. So it got one nomination opposed to last year Bohemian Rhapsody swept. And the same like film house worked on the project.
I just think it wasn't fit.
It was the different movie. Yeah.
Than
You Americans need to grow up.
I don't necessarily
resonated with
Y'all need
more
to grow
people
up.
than.
I don't feel like that. I just think that Bohemian Rhapsody had more of an impact than
Y'all need to grow up, like I said.
Yeah. But I like Elton John though. I do like.
It was great.
It was a good movie. Do I think it was better than Bohemian Rhapsody?
I've been on Twitter fighting a fight about this movie. I've been fighting a fight, but it was great. The Queen of Slim did get nominated.
That
should have been
but
nominated.
I also read too that a lot of Netflix shows got nominated over like actual movies. That was what was
in my
getting
opinion, that's more of an Emmys thing.
But I
It
still.
is, but they were getting a lot.
That's more of an Emmys thing.
I still agree with Issa. Congrats to those men. Because
That's what going back to that.
Because Malika deserved to be up in there.
Yeah, this is easy.
Because if it was Ava, they would have did it.
just like
No
she said,
shade,
she
no.
moved for everything.
They probably would have had
everybody
Ava
black.
too.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, right.
I commend Issa for doing the same thing.
I didn't get why people on Twitter, it's the same thing with people on Twitter getting mad at Beyonce for not giving another white man who played another psycho role.
Yeah.
Oh, a standing
Get a
ovation?
standing ovation
Yeah.
for a psycho role.
First of all, Beyonce said, I'm not doing a red carpet. I'm bringing my own champagne. I'm about to get all these white folks lit.
Oh, didn't they feel just...
And we're leaving early.
This is
I got
my
3
party.
kids at home. F all that. Oh, also, Insecure Season 4 returns April 21st. I can't.
Period.
Still have to
Wait.
catch
I love the
you.
rap, by the way. The
Yeah.
rap was so funny to me.
I'm not interested in watching anything about any psycho killer, so y'all can have that.
Wait.
You.
I don't think it's him. It wasn't him this time.
Child. It's always him. It's always gonna be him.
Okay, so that's it for what's brewing. Our main topic today, my brother Corey actually brought this topic to us, so I'm gonna actually
Yes,
let him,
yes.
lead us into this discussion and stuff like that.
So yes. Phoebe Alexander, who was 51, rented houses in Milwaukee for 24 years until one day her landlord lost the house. So she viewed it as an opportunity to start buying houses. So then that's when she got into finding people who were they had the skills to repair and get it back to code.
Mhm.
So then the article just went into highlighting her story and what she did to get the house. But then at the end, they give you people who want to switch from renting to buying the houses, and a lot of young people want to do this, like from the ages of 24 to 30. Like they really want to do this, and you can. Trust me. The article says about the same amount that you're paying for rent, you could be paying for getting you a house, but you gotta know how or know someone with the skills to bring it up to code, because that's more important, or most important.
Oh, to like get those houses that are like the city owns that are like on that list. Maybe like shit, you can buy them for like $500.
It's all different types of things. You can get. They have sometimes where you can buy them for $1. Like the Sherman houses, they were selling them for $1, but you had to have like $10,000 in the bank to start doing the repairs and things like that.
So you got to get a home equity line of credit.
But you don't have to.
Just
You don't.
Sam.
Credit is always good, but because it's Milwaukee and our housing market is what it is, there's all different types of grants and housing programs, and actually that's what she did. She went to learn about buying a house before actually buying a house, because it's a process. But some of the resources are Wisconsin's Women's Business Initiative. Nope, it's on River Center Drive. 1533 North River City Drive. Phone number 414-263-5450. Call them, get some more information. Axe Housing, through Axe Housing, clients can meet a financial counselor to help them become home buyers ready. And that's located on 2414 West Vallee Street. Our phone number there is 608-305-4183. And of course, Housing Authority of Milwaukee. That's interesting too, because with Housing Authority of Milwaukee, I know that they actually have programs that'll teach people about how to buy foreclosed homes and get into the business of being, what's the profession where you buy and sell houses?
Oh, flipping houses.
Yes, flipping houses. So I think that's great.
That's a good business though. If you got some capital, just like buy like some 2 or 3 like real like smaller houses, flip them, add some stuff to them, get a little bit of money back, and start doing that.
And all you gotta do you don't have to actually have to have your house like paid off before renting. As long as you can get the house, get the mortgage, fix it up, and people can move in, their rent will pay your mortgage, and all that is coming towards you, and it's a win-win. They're got a beautiful living situation.
And you got revolving credit that's starting to build.
Period. Income.
Do you think that the reason why these resources, well, I guess my question is, what is the reason why you think that this is not like common knowledge for people that actually want to buy and rent houses?
Common knowledge.
Is it just like the people not doing their research, or?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that it's not common knowledge, because it is where you look. If you're not into, if that's not the stage you're in right now, if that's not what your friends talk about, that's why it's not common knowledge.
True.
That's the only thing. Like, for some of the stuff that we may know, it wouldn't. For some of the services that we know about, it wouldn't be common knowledge for people who don't work in what we do, and that's why we do awareness.
What we do,
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, if it ain't common knowledge, it's gonna be common knowledge.
Period.
So spread it.
Period. You heard it here.
That's
Peoples.
that on that.
And to take us to our next juicy main topic,
Oh, dating, ladies and gentlemen.
dating.
Dating.
So it's just simple. How do you date? Like, you know, how do you date? What is there a process? Do you just jump into a relationship?
I don't date.
You don't date.
No.
Now.
No.
She talking about now.
Can you elaborate?
She talking about now.
Why did I have to say something? I'll keep it G. Like, I'm extremely sex positive. I don't want to call it no strings attached, but like I really would rather just like kind of hook up and keep it there and keep it moving. However, I might be getting into a friends with benefits type of situation where we'd be sole sex partners. So that's new and that's big. So growth.
I guess for me it was definitely.
She's married now.
Married. Wow, that was a big jump.
He
Was it a big
He
jump?
proposed to me.
He proposed with a diamond ring.
Okay.
How many pairs?
No, I mean,
How big is the rock?
before all that, for me it's definitely a process, especially if I'm like into you. Vibe got
FBI.
right. Yeah, you already know inside private eye.
CIA, okay? It's
Inside
like
private eye. I already know.
three background checks.
I already know what type of like lover I am, so you have to at least like. I don't want you to be perfect because nobody's perfect, but you at least got to be most of my standards. Like, and the messed up part about it for me is that a lot of my standards are not that huge. It's just that people haven't figured themselves out yet to even try to meet that. In my opinion. In my opinion. In my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know. Dating for me is
Nuts.
weird.
It's nuts.
But no, dating for me is, I don't know, it's easy, but then it's hard because you know you got the professional side, and you don't want nobody to feel like they have to sign up for the things that you do to make your money or your ends meet.
But why is that a thing?
Why is that? Yeah.
Why is what a thing for people to feel
Like,
the
just
need
so
to
hypothetically, say
jump
you-
on the bandwagon?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you dating somebody and then they want to come and start kind of like acclimating
But
themselves
then
into like stuff
that goes
we
back
do.
to what I was just that go back.
Oh, what you had just brought up,
I
yeah.
just brought up. People do not understand themselves or discover themselves
Yeah.
enough, but they be ready to jump into relationships. And my standards are again simple: know yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
That
I
like
have
just
to-
because my
that's
standards may be
important.
high, that doesn't mean that they aren't mine. Like know yourself at least,
Yeah.
so that way our lives don't like, clash or even combine like that. Like I should be able to have my own life, you should as well, and we building something together with our own lives.
And
Not
I'm-
like you lashing onto my shit. Like that's no.
Yeah.
I also say like in those situations too, you have to be okay with one being vulnerable.
Yeah.
'Cause even though I don't really like dating, like I've learned that there's certain stuff and things that I had to correct about myself if I want to go into another situation and be in that situation the proper way. You got to be vulnerable, but at the same time, don't be afraid to speak your mind about how you feel on situations. Because what's not spoken,
Doesn't get resolved, sweetie.
so you have issues and problems by yourself and this shit festering in your head, and you think they just supposed to read your mind and be like, oh, he's mad because of this. Open your mouth.
But the crazy part about that too is that people don't even know themselves enough to know and discover that much.
True.
Like literally, it's sometimes, and I hate to say it, and I really hate to minimalize our community, but I think that that's where it starts. People
But we
have to
do have
like
a small
really discover.
community.
I was talking about like in general. I mean, like general LGBT community. In my opinion,
It's
a
very
fair
isolated
percentage. I'm not gonna say
community.
huge. A fair percentage of that community don't know themselves. For whatever which way, so that without that, it's kind of hard to like really, in my opinion, find love.
I'll
and
say
dating
this to
and all
like
that.
kind of like still keep it on like I wouldn't say like a positive note, but like uplifting. Get to know yourself a little bit better
Yeah.
before like jumping
Jumping
into those
into
situations.
things.
And it's okay to take your time to get to know somebody. Just because you chilling and hanging with somebody
Which is
don't
good.
necessarily mean because y'all have spent X amount of days or X amount of weeks or X amount of months with each other and just on that vibe and that level where you gotta automatically be
But
like,
see,
hey,
that's not dating to me.
let's jump into. You said that's not dating.
Not to me.
That's just hanging out.
Yeah, that's just hanging out. Dating.
Okay,
is,
so
to
then that
me,
goes back to
dating
what
is
I'm
a
saying.
conversation. Like, okay, how do you want to date? Because now we're building us kind of thing, but are we going to date exclusively? Are we going to date privately? Can we date other people while we date each other? All types
So
of
dating
things.
is a conversation.
Dating is definitely a conversation. You ain't.
Okay.
That's adult.
With me,
Okay.
you
That's
not finna
extremely
just,
I see that.
You're not finna, because I've grown up and people, just because I shared a conversation or something with them, they thought that we were dating or shit. They thought we were dating because we had
So
sex.
then, what is a relationship? Is a relationship building, or is like dating is a conversation? So is a relationship building based off that conversation?
The relationship is that commitment, the choice to commit to whatever ideas y'all put
Y'all had
together.
previously.
I think we
And
got
dating
on
is
part
that
two.
process of, do I want this? Can I handle this? Is this correct for me?
Because when you make that relationship, that's it. bitch.
So how about this?
Okay, I see it.
Y'all tell us in the comments when we share this on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere you can comment. Y'all share in the comments if y'all want us our next episode to do like a part 2 of this dating conversation. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's getting cute,
Yeah.
and I didn't expect for it to take the turn that it did, but I like the turn that it take because people are saying some very adult things. And I'm here for it. So that's all the time we have.
Unfortunately.
Tune into us next week. Not next week, in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we'll be back signing off.
Now.
Bam.
Happy birthday, Aquarius season.